Hey everyone, wanted to hop on here and do a quick vlog today about a topic that comes up a lot for me as well as a lot of other vegan women, um, talking about my vegan pregnancy. I found out I was pregnant in March of 2016 and I gave birth to my beautiful baby boy in November of 2016. So the first question that everyone would ask me as soon as I, confirmed the news that I was pregnant was, "You're not still gonna be vegan, are you? You're gonna eat meat, right?" There is a common misconception that you have to eat meat to have a healthy baby boy, and that you have to eat meat during your pregnancy. It is true that protein is very important, as well as making sure that you're getting all of your nutrients in order to grow your baby and allow them to develop. And so, one of the biggest things for me was, how do I do this? I watched 8,000 videos on YouTube of people who had vegan pregnancies, and when I really sat down and thought about it, it wasn't hard. Um, some of the tips I would say, if you are already a vegan and you want to continue, um, it's really not that big of a challenge. Some things that you would have to do, definitely, number one, pre-planning your meals. It's not like you'll be able to be on the go and pick up, a vegan Philly cheesesteak, like other people who can just go out and just grab a sandwich. So, a lot of pre planning your meals. Number two, making smoothies. This is something I would suggest even if you're not eating a vegan diet currently. And I'm going to do a short video on some of the ways that I made my smoothies, some of my staple products, because it is a little overwhelming, making sure am I getting all my vitamins, am I getting my nutrients. And on top of that, if you're like me, I had incredible, horrible morning sickness, aka all day sickness. So it wasn't like I could eat 4,000 calories worth of food or 7 servings of black beans to get my protein. So I use the app MyFitnessPal. I know a lot of people who use it for various things, and it was really helpful for me to just monitor, okay, how much calcium have I had today? What about B12? That's a big one. What about my vitamin A, my vitamin C? So I use that to help me keep track of everything, and it really helped a lot. Making sure that I had smoothies in the morning for energy and just to make sure that I was getting a lot of my protein there, a lot of my vitamins there from basic things, your fruits, your vegetables. And one common thing that really irks me about a lot of blogs and a lot of people who do hashtag eating vegan today little posts, when it's like, oh, I had my smoothie of 7 pieces of mango, blueberry, apple, banana, and one little shred of kale. Your smoothie should always be more green vegetables than fruit. Um, my doctor even had a talk with me about it. I was working in New York City at the time while I was pregnant, and I would love to go to these juice bars and, get the orange special or the super green smoothie. And I didn't know this, but it was tripling the amount of sugar in my diet. So my doctor asked me, you know, do you eat 3 or 4 oranges in one sitting? And I told her, no, I absolutely could not do that. And she said, then why would you juice and eat 3, 4 oranges in one sitting? And it made sense. So I scaled back on the oranges and I'm sorry, I scaled back on the fruit smoothies and just stuck to making my own smoothies at home, which were primarily vegetable based, to make sure that I'm not eating, too much sugar. It helped me out a lot. So it's a big recommendation I would give to anybody that's carrying a little bundle of joy. Um, a lot of times people judged me for not eating meat to the point where I tried to force myself to eat meat, and it was disgusting. I threw up, and I tried turkey wrap, tried chicken, tried salmon, and then I finally decided that my body knows what it wants. So at that point, I just decided I'm not going to put the pressure on me, and that's when I started to really thrive and be able to um, just feel good. And my weight gain was great. Ended up only gaining about 26 to 27 pounds in my pregnancy. Not that I was starving myself, I was definitely eating like crazy, especially towards the end. I ended up having to have a C section due to a condition called placenta previa. And if you don't know what that is, it's basically when the placenta attaches to a part of your uterus that's covering the cervix. Sometimes it's marginal, so it's just a little bit over. Sometimes it's just close. But I had a complete placenta previa, which is considered pretty high risk. So my placenta was right over my cervix. So at any given point in time, my doctor wanted to make sure that I was always by a hospital in case I had any bleeds. And I also had to have an early C section because my body could not go into labor without running the risk of bleeding out. So it was pretty scary. But one thing I can tell anybody out there is if you do have a complicated pregnancy, if you do have a high risk pregnancy, trust God. Stay off of Google 18 hours a day. It's not going to help anything. It's great to research and be knowledgeable, but just don't sit and meditate on every single possible scary scenario that could happen to you and your baby. You know that, keeping your mind positive is going to be great for your baby. It's going to be great for your pregnancy. So that's the number one thing that I would recommend for you. If you do have a complete previa, yours can move. Mine did not, but that doesn't mean that yours won't. Most of them actually do move so that you can have a regular delivery. And if you do end up having to have a C-section, honestly, I had a great experience with my C-section. I felt well taken care of. The recovery was a little brutal that first little bit, but within 2 weeks, maybe even less than that, I felt like myself again. I've been working out now. I'm 4 months. Well, actually, my baby turned 5 months. So I'm 5 months postpartum and I feel great. I'm working out again. I have my body back again. I put on my pre pregnancy dress the other day. Felt amazing. So I say all that to say that I wish I had spent less time focused on every single possible scary scenario that could happen with my baby and just enjoyed my pregnancy and trusted God and trusted in my faith because honestly, He never left my side. I never had to go to the hospital. I never had to go to the emergency room except for one time where I was in the train and I fell and I was panicking again, being on Baby Center and all these little mommy chats like, oh my gosh, go to the ER immediately. And the doctor literally laughed at me like, your baby's sitting in water, so you hitting somebody or running into somebody on the train is not going to do anything to your baby. Again, coming from a place of fear, I highly, highly recommend just check your spirit. It's great to be overprotective and to really be vigilant about studying and knowing things that's going on with your pregnancy, but just check your spirit if you're coming from a place of fear, if you're coming from a place of just general thirst for knowledge. Because coming from a place of fear is only going to put you in a cyclical hamster wheel and it's going to stress you out, and that's not good for you. It's definitely not good for your baby. So if you're interested in doing a vegan pregnancy, biggest tip I can give you is make sure you're making smoothies every day, taking control of your diet, which you should be doing anyway, even if you are a meat eater. Number one. Number two, staying positive and not letting people force feed meat down your throat, which I let them do to me. And number three, if you do happen to have any complications, keep your Googling to a minimum. Just stay positive. Stick with your faith. Be happy. Literally be happy. Make yourself get into a happy place for you and for your baby. So I just wanted to share that today. I hope you're all having a great day. It's a beautiful Sunday here in Georgia. And I will see you guys in another video.